Good morning, friends. I am Harish Mahuvakar from Bhavnagar, Sir P.P. Institute of Science, Bhavnagar, University Bhavnagar. Friends, today you will learn about Victorian prose. So, first of all, we should know what Victorian prose means. There are two terms. One is Victorian and another is prose. So, let us first of all look at this slide. So, Victorian prose means the prose written during the period of Queen Victoria's time, that is from 1836 to 1901. So this is the Queen Victoria's time, and the prose written during this time is known as a Victorian prose. Sometimes the dates are also referred, changed, because in 1832 we have reform bills. So sometimes we date Victorian period from 1832 to 1901. Now the period in which the prose is mainly worked upon, that we shall deal with. Now let us look at the another slide. Prose is a very long in various forms, but it can be seen into novels, dramas, essays and criticism. We also have historical, biographical and scientific writing. But as our topic is Victorian prose, our focus will be on essays and criticism. We shall not discuss here with Victorian novels and dramas. Let us see the next slide. Victorian age is the age of prose, and why we call it is the age of prose. You will see in the pictures there are books, magazines and industrial picture. There are some reasons that has developed to develop the prose. First of all is the spread of education. You know, England put the bill of reforms in which education was emphasized. So in this period we have lots of schools and institutes. So education began to grow up, and that helped establishment of newspapers and magazines. Because of these two things, there came lots of readers. Wide readership grew, and for them it was necessary to fill the pages. So prose began to fill the gap, and the readers also responded it beautifully. Another thing for prose is that we have industrial revolution and scientific development. This is the period that helped lots of things, and because of this prosaic quality came into the literature and life. You will come to know that the age wishes to give the programs, the evils, subjects and the life which came because of industrial revolution. Because of this, prose also paved the way. If you see, there are also other things. Because of industry grew and newspapers and other things came, life also had lots of other things to represent. At a time, utilitarian approach was very useful, because that was the age where poetry was slowly coming down, and people began to shift towards prose. So that is how prose is developing. And there are some reasons also that prose developed. First is that we want to give some thoughts to the audience, to the readers, to the people, to represent thoughts. Rather than poetry, prose is very, very useful. During this period, we also have found lots of social changes coming into the life. To represent these social changes, prose also is very useful and helpful. Another thing, because of lots of social problems came, industrialization and evils of industrialization also came. It was very necessary to help people, and that's why men and men, they should come together, help each other, cooperate, and that's why it was found necessary that the human bonding between them should be strengthened, and for this prose is very, very useful. Now friends, this is the background of a Victorian prose. Now let us see that which are the subjects Victorian prose writers dealt with. You will see the picture that gives you the idea that what I want to say. We always say that life represents literature and literature represents life. So here you will see that whatever Victorian period was, it was reflected in the works of Victorian prose. Mainly there are some issues which some of the writers focused. Mainly in novels they are seen much, but in essays also you will see that these are the basic issues underlined. They are peace and social unrest, and there are some political issues, they were also highlighted. We also have some scientific and biographical ideas also, and we also have some economic issues because of industrialization. And Victorian age is known as compromises, and science has always developed some kind of a inquiry of the spirit to the people, and that's why people began to ask questions. As a result, religious issues also came upon the time, and we also have other issues, that is peace, justice, brotherhood, and some of the evils of industrialization, for example growing of the cities, and the condition of people in lonely areas, dark places, and condition of laborers in the factories working hard, that is because of industrial revolution. And there is also subjects like condition of labor and laborers also is highlighted. In many of the essays you will find pictures of special places where condition was not good, and jails and schools and mining places where miners are working. So these are the places they were described by Victorian prose writers. Another very important issue is war with science, because science has given the spirit of inquiry, and as a result people began to ask lots of questions, and that led war with science. Especially religion also did the same. Now friends, if you look at the slide, Victorian prose basically deals with moral tone. Actually it is the age of prose and giving moral lessons. You will see that writers are referred as teachers of the age, because they want to teach the society, and they are very clear cut in their presentation that they want to give some message through their essays. And they thought that it was the writer's duty to change the society, so they made conscious efforts, and that is how they thought that it is their duty to teach the class, so that they will give the clear cut message. Now if you see that prose is the medium to bring the social change, and through their essays, whether they are critical or biographical or historical, they have some purpose, and whatever social changes that they found in the society, they have been put into the prose. Now this moral tone of Victorian prose writers is not new. Actually the earlier age, that is the age of Pope, where we have seen that newspapers and magazines grew, and some of the masters they were basically dealing with essays. You must have heard the name of Addison and Steele. They were the great masters of prose, and in their prose they brought various changes. They taught, especially their target was women, and they brought us so many issues that they helped. For example, the issues of women, they did not touch the issues of religion because it was a problematic issue. Some of the people would read and some of the people would not read. That's why it was the time that some of the issues of social change they were brought. Let us look at the another slide. Now with the moral tone, basically the essays were growing, but if we have to classify the prose style of the writers, you should see that prose is written into two ways. No doubt there are some other ways, but for our understanding, we shall divide our prose into two categories. First category we shall see as classical prose. Look at this slide here. Now, classical is always related to Greek literature and classical books. So, the term classical means some of the order should be followed, some of the rules of writing must be followed. A writer becomes very conscious about the presentation. So, first thing he puts in the practical, that is the order and decorum and authority. These are the three important words, keeping in mind the writers presented their views. And classical prose is having another quality, that is they are clear whatever they want to say, and they very earnestly put the ideas. The classical prose, they always aims at total impression, what they want to convey, that would be emphasized or underlined. And basically Victorian prose is the age of giving message. So sometimes you will see that art is for life's sake, but these classical writers are not considering life as very important. For them, the form, the content, the style becomes very important, and that's why they looked at a presentation of art for art's sake. Now let us see another slide, friends. You will see that following these particular tendencies, some of the writers were devoted to writing this sort of work. And you will see that some of the writers represented this classical form. And there is a novelist and essay writer William Makepeace Thackeray. We also have religious writing through Cardinal Henry Newman, and we also have critical writing through Matthew Arnold. Now look at the another slide, friends. This slide deals with another style of writing, that is romantic prose. Now romantic, the idea gives you that it is always related with personal things, personal mood and personal colors are there. So one particular writer's style becomes very very important. So in romantic prose you will see that feelings and opinions become very important. A writer has certain things to convey according to his belief, according to his tone. So his mood also becomes very important. Romantic prose writers made some experiments, and as a result you will find lots of forms have been tried by them. And I just made clear that classical prose is for art's sake, while romantic prose writers did not follow the traditions of classical writing, and they always looked that life should be for not art, but art should help the life to understand and help the people. So these writers became very very conscious in the writing, and they represented their writing for the people. So they believed that art is for life's sake. Friends, let us look at the another slide. Because of that, they did not follow any artistic standards. They took liberty over there, and the writers who followed this type of prose, you will see that there is Thomas Carlyle, John Ruskin, Walter Pater, A.C. Swinburne, and there are others. So these are the basic classical and romantic prose writers. Now let us look at the other things. See this slide, friends, please. You will see that because the Victorian prose wants to convey social changes, moral tone, and some of the things which have come new. So rather than poetry, prose will help. So most of the writing you will find that is written in descriptive way, and to discuss the problems, prose is very very useful. And we also have some lot of the characters which are whether literary or historical figure. The writers wanted to give the biographical sketches, and as a result the prose will be very much helpful. During Victorian period, critical writing is also growing up. The example is Matthew Arnold. So for that, prose will be very important. And the important thing is moral tone. And that's what we look at the literary writers. Now, friends, these are the very important aspects of literary Victorian prose. You know that I am dealing with important details, the important characteristics of the prose. My view is not to analyze the critical writing or giving you the pieces, but I am just giving you overall view what sort of Victorian prose is written. So whatever the characteristic we have found, now there are some practitioners. Let us see one by one that those who presented the specimens of Victorian prose. Let us see the first slide. You will see picture of Thomas Carlyle, who was born in 1795 and died in 1881. He is the leading and foremost representative of a romantic prose writer. As I said that Victorian prose aims at basically giving moral message. So here you will find the example. Actually at heart he was moralist. He wanted to be that sort of a person, but he knew what sort of way the prose should be presented. So even though at heart he himself is a moralist, but in his skill he became a literary artist, and that is very very important. The main quality of Victorian prose writing that is found in Thomas Carlyle, you will see pictorial, picturesque quality.